Hello, one and all, and welcome back to Campaign 13, Vanilla Sunday. I am your host, as always, Virinity Void. This here is part 6. We're in 1572, and if you want to know what happened in the previous part, please go back and watch the previous part. For now, we're going to go over some more national ideas of some, or at least one nation that has been submitted so far. I think I did Myeongvox the first time, and then I did the Nelter League last time. So this time, I believe I'm gonna be doing. We're gonna do Santon or Santonge. Let's see here. Let me just lower down that music just a little bit. Okay. I love the music, but still, I gotta lower down a little bit. I think I read Santonge's last time, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay. So the third national idea of Santonge is Santonge ware. Our country is famed for exporting pottery, being found as far as Northern Europe and the New World. Mainly made with micas and with parts of quartz and hematite, they were most often used to transport Bordeaux wines, goods produced plus 20%. The fourth national idea is employ the écorcheurs. Much of our countryside lay in anarchy during the 100 Years' War. Much of our countryside lay in anarchy during the 100 Years' War. These flayers pillage the land and people of anything valuable. If we employ these brigands under our banner for some money, this would make them fight our foes instead. Mercenary discipline plus 5%. With that being said, it should be noted Santonge is in a little bit of debt, but that'll be all for the national ideas. In terms of wars, we gotta catch up on. The Cherusci are invading Dumnonia and Thomond. Zanskar and their vassal of 9X are invading Mogulistan. Pasai is going after Banjar. Australia is going after Aotearoa. And then Golden Eighth, as well as Sonora, are going after Yokuts and Blackfoot. And then Sapphire Paradox, as well as their vassal of Neosvakes, are going after Achaia, because, want to get back Cyprus. And then the Welsh are going after Caddo, but I don't think that's going to work out. Let's keep going. I did want to see how long this one has been going, because, again, the Southeast Asians, they get into these wars where nothing really happens. I'll give it, another year. But, 1573, if there's no progress over here, I'm just gonna wait, peace the war. Oh, wait, are they transporting? Are they transporting troops? I think they might be. I'm not entirely sure. No, they're not. 14k. Okay. It should also be noted Kionjar is getting a little bit closer to forming Nagpur, as well as Orissa, because, they need these provinces over here, and they're slowly getting to that point. What else do we got? Sapphire Paradox is not landing on Achaia, or Cyprus, the land of Achaia. Wasconia, still a little bit rebellious, but not super rebellious. 32.6% Liberty Desire. The Cherusci, they are still invading Dumnonia, but they can't cross the strait. Not yet. What's it called? Thomond isn't even doing much up here. They're just trying to survive, really. Thomond just wants, they just want peace. That's really all they want, after being kicked out of their homeland by the Welsh. Yokuts pushed down into Baja California, and Blackfoot pushed ever further to the northeast. Also, I'm trying out a new mouse right now. It feels pretty interesting. I used to have like the Blackadder V2 from Razer, and then this is the Blackadder V3. It feels a lot more lightweight and more smooth, I would say. But it doesn't have as much. I'm not sure how do I say this. Like, I don't know how. Like, it doesn't feel the same, but it also doesn't feel worse. Not better, not worse. Sibir is in this too. This is the Siberian conquest of Banal, which is where? Right here. So Sibir is taking advantage of the chaos in Mogulistan and trying to basically coincide with Zanskar. And honestly, I don't blame him. Seems like it'll do them very well. Dai Viet is under attack by Chu Chen. And Takeda has joined in, but Takeda's not going to be able to do anything. Also, Shimazu has joined in, so Takeda's going to take out Shimazu. Chu Chen is going to take out Dai Viet. And that will be that. There's not really much of anything Dai Viet can do, unfortunately. I thought Dai Viet was allied with someone else, but I guess that alliance broke, and then they're just left with nothing at this point. Mahra taking the majority of South Arabia, and Nogai, they're trying to help out Sibir, right? At war with Zanskar? No, I forgot. Nogai was allied with Mogulistan, I think, but they cannot really match up to Zanskar's 2 military tech advantage. What other wars do we got going on? Chu Chen. Oh, Manila's in this on the side of Chu Chen. I didn't know that. Okay. Okay. What else do we have? Autotextile Empire, no allies, no nothing. They're just trying to survive in the face of possible aggression from their southern neighbors. If, like, the Autotextile Empire was able to ally with Tuscany, that would be pretty good. Tuscany is kind of powerful. Not super powerful, but, you know, powerful enough. 9X, also a kind of rebellious, but they don't have over 50% liberty desire, so they're fine. Mogulistan being partitioned as it is. And this war isn't going to end. I have a feeling Dumnonia, they're going to survive this war, but it's not going to amount to much. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized that the capital is under siege. Never mind. Dumnonia is doomed. Doomed in full. And have you guys... You pieced out. Okay. Real quick, I just want to check something. Okay. I wanted to make sure Yes Man is disabled. Oh, wait a minute. Shimazu is kind of... Despite that Shimazu's capital getting taken down, they've been occupying lands of Takeda. And what is this? Goguryeo is going after Yangzhou, which is controlled by Dai Viet. Shit. Dai Viet really did stretch themselves thin. Not consolidating their home region, but instead going across and just taking up over eastern China and thinking they can do whatever. Goguryeo is teaching them really quickly that they can't. Zanskar pieced out, and so did Sibir. Mogulistan absolutely cut to pieces. So it seems as though Sibir, they will be a match. Oh, actually no, I just looked at the quantity. Never mind, they have way, way less than Zanskar. I thought they might be a match, but no. Not even. Cherusky pieced out with Dumnonia, and they gained a lot of land. That's a healthy chunk of Scandinavia that the Cherusky now own. And Shamrock Paradox, if they come under attack from the Cherusky, what happens? Can they even do anything? I don't think so. Wales, still going after Lubeck. They pieced out of the New World. And yeah, just, trying to go get that land from, oh god, I spit on my screen. Who is Lubeck even controlled by? It's controlled by... Wait, really? Oh. It was started, the war was started before Dumnonia lost that land. I see. I'm also trying to get used to the scroll speed. It's a little bit different from what I'm used to. I can adjust the DPI on the fly. It's like I have to look under my mouse and press the button. So the DPI changes, like, I can really tell what exactly DPI I'm gonna use, but the scroll speed is just a little different. I used to have a different mouse before my Razer Blackadder. I think it was like a Logitech, and it did not feel good at all. Way too many buttons on the side, and I had no idea that I could change the scroll wheel, because there's two different settings apparently, where the original setting for the scroll wheel is like free flowing. There's no bumps. Like you could scroll, you could flick it, and then it would just keep scrolling like a regular wheel without any friction. And then the other setting is scrolling with like segments, so you're not you don't flick it and then it just scrolls endlessly. That was annoying to deal with until I figured out finally, oh shit, I can change it around. This though, Razer, I've been having a good time with their mouses. Or their mice, I guess. Golgrieo brought in Ning, which is, that's... Takeda, they're beating back the enemy, but they're suffering a lot of losses, and they don't have the manpower to make it up. Shimazu is also a tributary of Manila. That should be noted, and they're allied with Khalkha. Interesting. How's that, Chinese culture? It is being slowly replaced on the coast. Oh, man. Yeah, slowly being replaced on the coastline. And Ning and Golgurieo, they're trying to put incremental pressure, but these are so small of stacks that Takeda can wipe these out, no problem. Malindi going after Sakalava again. Ayutthaya trying to take down Myeongvax, and I think Ayutthaya is going to have a very easy time with that. So Myeongvax might very well be dead in this part. And then Zanskar is going after Dundar and Nepal once more. At this point, Zanskar is snowballing. There's Nepal and Dundar. They don't have nearly enough forces or technology to defeat the likes of Zanskar, so unfortunately we kind of already know the outcome of this war. Maki's submissions, I must say, they are doing very well this time around. Zanskar's doing very well. Bumthang, we haven't seen much, but Chu Chen is doing very well. Just look at how much they took from Dai Viet. And then Takeda trying to clean up their homeland. Trying to clean up the likes of Golgrieo and Ning. Golgrieo is going after... Oh yeah, it is Yangzhou. That is ticking war score in their favor. And Russia, you have that extra colonist, right? Okay, you do. But are they not? Are they in debt still? That's the real question. They're not in debt anymore, so they have two colonists going. Okay. Czechoslovakia allied with Etruria and the Papacy. Papacy is allied with Kaguda, Czechoslovakia, and Saintonge. The Nelter League is allied with Albania. That's a very strong alliance. Wales and Etruria. Okay. Cyprus also, they didn't lose. They only lost like Alexandria and whatever, but other than that, they still have Cyprus, and they're still being a thorn in the side of Sapphire Paradox. I guess that's just their responsibility at this point. Be that thorn in the side. Wallachia allied with Avignon and Tuscany. But you don't hate... Do you hate? Do you hate Albania? Yes, you do. Conquest Sphere. Indeed. What else do we got going on? What other wars? Not really. Things are kind of calming down. It should be noted Bumthang joined in on the side of Zanskar, so absolutely there's no chance for Dundar, Nepal. Bumthang is probably going to take land from Nepal, if anything. Also, who's over here? It is Socotra colonizing the Indian islands. Mahra is out here as well. Okay. Crimson Paradox ever so slowly making their way up to the slot machine and over to Purple Paradox. Purple Paradox is doing their own thing in the mountains and plains of South America, so I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing it out. Are you colonizing at all? I have not seen if you are. Oh, okay, they are. They are colonizing. Okay. And they have a shitload of money. 11k ducats in the bank. Crimson Paradox, 54k. Look at this. Look at it. Oh my goodness. They're making so much from production and trade that, like, good gods. Oh boy, I just saw that pop up. So 9M and Crimson Paradox are going after Kaguda for Antigua. Really? You're going for Antigua? Can you really? No, you can. Okay, Crimson Paradox has enough of a fleet. So I believe Kaguda is probably going to lose anything and everything they have in the New World. There's no hope for those colonies. Vicura. I think Vicura is getting ready to go after Big Cato or Tonala. Probably Tonala. They are much easier. And Silesia allied with Picardy and Kaguda. Who else? Russia is only allied with Kurland. Look at just Sweetness. The Swedish region, I should say. They are so divided. You got Wales over here, Picardy, Dumnonia, Kaguda for some reason, and then Cherusky up here. Like, and then of course on Gotland you have Kurland. What does Visby City give you? They actually got pretty decent modifiers. Privateer efficiency, domestic trade power plus 15%. Like, damn. Gotland is goated. Strathclyde colonizing more of Caucasia, and they have colored in that wasteland, so they have a lot of land over here. Whether it will serve them later on, I'm not sure, but you know, it's good stuff. Most of Dundar has been taken over, and Dundar is now a tributary of Zanskar. Bumthang annexed one province from Nepal. Kionjar, when are you going to wake up and smell the coffee? Your ally in the north just got throttled. Are you going to ally anyone else? We shall see. Also, Goguryeo actually won against Takeda. Oh yeah, because it was for Yangzhou. So Goguryeo now has land in the Japanese islands. Time will tell if Takeda can drive them out, though. I suspect they'll be able to, but it depends on the circumstances of the next war. It really does. Daiviet still allied with Takeda. Manila allied with Chuchen. Okay. And Myeongvax, nothing came of the war with Ayutthaya, probably because there's no land connection. Unfortunately, no land connection means no serious changes. Wales go on after Powhatan again, this time with the help of their vassal, Dumnonia, and the Angles. Alemanni, oh shit, that's actually a big war. Hold up. Alemanni is going after Czechoslovakia and Etruria and the papacy. 70k, and they are, well, compared to Czechoslovakia, Alemanni is one military tech ahead. So there's a lot of power being thrown around in this war. Alemanni, they need to wield that power very effectively if they hope to ensure victory in this war. The fortress is holding at Bresgau, and the fortress at Solnochrad is slowly gonna fall. But this stack is very, very tough to dislodge. I don't know how you do that. I have no idea how you defeat this stack without just throwing bodies. Is Albania in this too? Or, oh shit, okay, so never mind. Albania joined on the side of Alemanni. I think now the scales greatly favor Alemanni. Because before, it was kind of a toss-up. I don't know, like, the papacy and all that, they could wear down Alemannic armies, but with the likes of Albania, I don't think so anymore. It's gonna be a tough sell. Also, this fort right here is really holding out. Oh, finally the fortress falls. Czechoslovakia, they need to do something. They really need to do something. Sapphire Paradox with their ally of Morocco going after Achaia and the papacy. The papacy is this. I think we're finally going to see the downfall of the papal state because they're being tied up in two different wars. One in the north and then one over in the east. The papacy does have part of Greece, so the Sapphire Paradox might be able to travel over to the Greek islands, or not the Greek islands, but the heartland of Greece, occupy that, give the papal state some war exhaustion, and kind of pressure them into signing peace. I'm not sure. That could happen. Kind of divided on if Sapphire Paradox would be able to do that somehow. Albania, was this army sent back? I'm not entirely sure. But Alemanni, they're going south. This is also the conquest of Solnochrad, so they've got that fortress down. Czechoslovakia, you got to do something if you can, but they've run out of manpower. Etruria probably gonna be pieced out very, very soon, and the Papal State, they just don't have the military authority. They don't have enough military potential to hold back the likes of the Germans. They just don't. And they don't have the likes to hold off Sapphire Paradox. Sure, winning a minor battle in the Balkans is great against Albania, but hey, Alemannia is right there, and they're coming in taking no prisoners. So, unfortunate times for the Catholics. Unfortunate indeed. How's the religious map looking, by the way? Got a lot of Reformed going around, but not much else. Okay. Yeah, no Protestantism. And in the New World, there is no Protestantism either. None whatsoever. Powhatan is occupying that. Yeah, because it is the Welsh conquest of land in the New World, but nothing is going to come of that, so, Wales just can't transport that many troops over. They just can't. Tuscany. I'm surprised Tuscany hasn't been involved in any of this so far, since they are allied with Avignon, Saintonge, and then Wallachia. Ooh, actually, Alemanni. If you ally with the Autotexial Empire, I personally would love that because you know I want my child to do well, of course. But it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Etruria, they're slowly retaking their capital, but Alemannia is coming over the Swiss Alps, and yeah, you better abandon ship because those Germans, they don't like you. They don't like you in the slightest. Silesia, no allies in the region, so Silesia's just looking at Czechoslovakia and just being wide-eyed. Just what's going on over there? Oh dear God, I hope that doesn't happen to me. Any other wars going on? We have OQ4 actually going after Kaguda. Kaguda, do you have a colonial nation? You do. The Kagudan West Indies. Okay. So maybe Kaguda is able to thrive over here. I thought they would lose their land over here, but no. The slot machines have been unable to stop the likes of Kaguda. And I don't think there's enough of a navy to transport troops over to combat Kagudan West Indies. That sounds so weird. Kagudan West Indies. Wales losing most of their land in North America. So they just gotta console themselves. Welsh conquest of Lincolnshire going after Saintonge, Wasconia, and Tuscany. But I don't think Tuscany is going to contribute much to that war, if I'm being honest. In Alemannia, they're slowly pushing into Czechoslovakia. Sure, Bavarian separatists, but that's not going to do much, if anything. It's just going to tire out Czechoslovakia even more because they have 10,000 troops about, and then, you know, just like, what do you do? Oh, the Cherusci and Nelter League. They have joined in on the side of Wales. So Cherusci is going to be fighting over here in the north. And then the Nelter League, they're fighting over here too, but they don't have much of an army, unfortunately. So Tuscany is, well, sieging down the capital of Roussillon. Man, it is tough fighting in Italy right now. But Etruria and Czechoslovakia get sent back once more. Oh, and you know what? Because Czechoslovakia is crumbling, you know who joined or who declared their own war? It's Silesia, of course. Like, why not? Why not just join in and just curb stomp Czechoslovakia even more? Oh my god, there's so many wars right now. Okay, so Air is trying to go after Mosi, which is normal. Sapphire Paradox still going after Achaea with no success. Oh yeah. And then Chu Chen alongside Kalka are going after Myeongvax. That should be a full annex. Golden Eighth going after Yokuts, Blackfoot, and Tonala. Silesia and Picardy going after Czechoslovakia, and the other wars we have covered. So, yeah. As we close in on like the last 5-6 years of this part, there's a lot of stuff going on. Was there peace? Oh, wait a minute. I thought I saw there was peace. Etruria peaced out, that's why. The papacy is still involved. Pope Innocentius IX trying to hold out, but they lose land in the Balkans to Albania, and there's not much they could do against that. Legitimately, the papacy has their hands tied. 11k on the ground with no manpower. Alemanni, though, 26k and still standing strong. Czechoslovakia, they pieced out with Alemanni, and they lost a lot of land. A lot of good land here. It may not be high development land, but it is fertile grasslands and farmlands, so, you know, obviously that's good stuff that you don't want to lose. Sapphire Paradox still not landing on Cyprus, therefore that's on you. That's on you. And then let's go ahead and pause just to look around just a little bit. Milngvox, they pieced out relatively quickly. They lost land, and now they're a tributary. Diviet reduced ever more. Anything else? Banjar and Pasai. Banjar is finally allied with someone, and that is Ginji. Pasai is allied with someone, and that is Pasai. I mean, Ayutthaya, my bad. Australia, they fully annexed Eora, and they have not taken out Aotearoa, not yet at least. But Aotearoa, they have their own strengths and weaknesses, so we'll just keep an eye on that as time goes on. And then Vaikura, no allies for them. We'll see what happens. They're still very large and in charge for the region. Sonora and Tonala going at it, and Tonala just barely wins. So, you know, it's not a complete shutout for the side of Yakutsk, but it's pretty lopsided. Wales, they fully annexed the Angles, therefore rest in peace. Sekon's submission. So they tried. They really did try, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. I'm going to take a sip of my drink while this goes on. And we watch the likes of Czechoslovakia get overtaken by Silesia. And this is way over. Avignon is going after Pavia, which is against Etruria and the Nelter League. Oh boy, the Nelter League. They have not chosen the correct allies, unfortunately. Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong for the League? The world may never know. And then Alemanni, they're not. Maybe they'll be hired out as condottieri, but I'm not sure. Now we have a big Silesia here, taking a huge chunk. And then Tuscany has some occupied lands over here. Really, the only safe place for the Nelter League is by the Black Sea. And Saintonge, you know, they're making some headway against the Cherusci. But how effective are your forces going to be when you're still getting war exhaustion and all that, and taking war score away from you, due to the fact that this stuff up here is occupied? I'm not entirely sure. What are the... Whoa, okay. Rumble in the Balkans. Yes, we have Albania and Strathclyde going after Tuscany, Wallachia, and Avignon. Albania, that's a very bold declaration of war. They are one military tech ahead of Wallachia, but, you know, Wallachia, they're not a pushover, and neither is Tuscany. Tuscany has less forces, sure, but they're only in this war. They are focused directly on Albania, so this is going to be very interesting. Avignon, large army in Sicily, and then revolts rising up in Kaguda. Strathclyde, 25k, but I'm very curious where that army is. So they're going to go back to their own land and then reconvene elsewhere. Albania making some headway into Tuscany, but Wallachia also making some headway into Albania. Don't spread your forces out too thin, Wallachia. Albania. Oh, and this isn't. I'm sorry. I was mistaken. This is not Albania. This is Alemanni. But kind of same difference, because Alemanni is allied to Albania, and they have joined in this war. Whew. Jesus Christ. Romania, you gotta be careful. I'm not. Wallachia, you gotta be careful. I'm getting confused with names and flags. Oh my god. Alemanni, they are being slowly invaded, but of course they can defend their land a little bit. Never mind. Oh my god, Breslau, that went down really quickly. Avignon under Archbishop Benedictus the 19th. They're making it happen. They really are. Oh, man. I need to take a breath from just to analyze things. Let me see this diplomatic map mode of Albania. So Albania is fighting Tuscany, Avignon, and Wallachia. Wallachia is fighting Alemanni, Albania, and Strathclyde. But Strathclyde, I don't really know how much they're going to be able to contribute. We'll see. Avignon fighting the same coalition, not coalition, but same amount of people. You know what I mean. Wait a minute, Shervan and Sapphire Paradox going after the Boss 3 Order. Well, that's bold. Huron, as well as Powhatan and Caddo, are going after Miami and Quebec. And what else? Cherusci is going after Dumnonia. Got it. And it should be noted, Dumnonia is no longer a vassal of Wales, so there is that. Miami being partitioned. Yokuts, they have been fully annexed. And Blackfoot, they were pushed ever eastward. Quebec, they're trying to hold out, but I don't think they will be able to. They've got superior technology, but they just don't have enough forces to hold out. Big Caddo is on that same tech level. They just have more troops. It's that simple. They just got more troops to put on the ground. Oh, man. Avignon really needs to finish that war against Etruria so they can focus on Alemanni. Because the quicker they can focus on Alemanni, the quicker they can relieve Wallachia as well as Tuscany. The capital of Tuscany, though, it's already down. Venice is down as well. Albania as well as Alemanni have shown that they very much do run the show right now. I'm not sure if Avignon can really do much about this. I hope they can. I hope they can try to reverse some of these losses, but they're out of manpower. And Albania still has some manpower to rely on. Alemanni, they have no manpower, but they have 60k on the ground. Good luck fighting that off. Wallachia, they have a lot of manpower, they're just not using it. Like, you need to be doing something, Wallachia. Send this 3-star general in. You can do it. And I think we can do August of next year for our end date. That'll be 22 years. The capital of Wallachia is down. War score is going to be rising really quickly now for Wallachia. Let's go. Avignon getting thoroughly invaded. Mossi against Fulo. I haven't looked over in West Africa, but I will eventually. And then Australia is still going after Aotearoa for Wurundjeri. And then Cherusci, Avignon. Okay. And I also want to take a look at this. The Basri Order being dismantled, not only by Shervan, but by Sapphire Paradox as well. Sapphire Paradox, they may take land because there's a lot of sea borders. But I have a feeling it's mostly going to be Shervan. Shervan is the one who really wants that central piece of Iran. Or central region, I guess. And unfortunately, Tuscany looks as though they are not going to be saved by Avignon. The forces of Avignon are being worn down. Alemanni is slowly pushing into their land. And Albania, they're not being stopped. They really are not being stopped. Tuscany is fully occupied. Wallachia, they're being driven away. It's just, there you go. Big ol' Albania, bossing people around. Dumnonia is actually, they're winning. I'm shocked that Dumnonia is winning. They don't have any allies. This is a coast invasion of what, though? Coast invasion of Stockholm. Okay, that's why. That's why the Cherusci haven't been gaining war score. They can't get to Stockholm. If they could, I'm sure they would. And what is this? Wales is going after Silesia for Kolobzeg. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I just looked at the year. We can go like November of this year. November of 1594. Albania, they're trying with a small force, but I mean, it's a hollow victory for Wallachia. It's a tiny, tiny victory. Oh man. I did not think this campaign would see a big Albania. Oh hey, Miosvakes is independent. How did that happen? I think it happened because Sapphire Paradox did not land on Cyprus again. And that is their own fault. But I think that'll do it for now. Quite a few changes in power, but a lot of the current regional powers, they're only getting stronger. Look at this! The Basri Order. They got cleaved. Karman, a vassal of Shirvan, is Zoroastrian still. Shirvan allied with Nogai, Sibir, Mahra, and Sapphire Paradox. So Shirvan is doing very, very well. The Basri Order, now they're struggling. It is a real struggle session over there. And then Takeda, only allied with Daiviet. Shimazu, allied with Kalka and Chuchen. So Japanese politics, it is still actively shaping as we speak. And then over in Southern Africa, not much has changed. South America, not much has changed. North America, though, Sonora, you have to be at least a little bit scared for what the Golden Eighth might have in store for you. I'm also curious who's going to win, Golden Eighth or Vicura, when these two regional powers meet. But yeah, maybe we'll see what happens in the next few parts. They could meet. But yeah, that'll be it for now. I don't really think there's... Oh yeah, Quebec lost land. They lost quite a bit of land. And so did Miami. Look how much land Miami has lost. Holy shit. But yeah, that'll be all for now. Let's go ahead and take a look at that leaderboard. In first place is Wales. In second place is Saintonge. In third place is Cherusci. In fourth place is Alemanni. In fifth place is Sapphire Paradox. In sixth place is Avignon. In seventh place is Kaguda. In eighth place is Powhatan. In ninth place is the Papal State. In 10th place is Albania. In 11th place is Silesia. And in 12th place is Wallachia. That'll be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next part.